Night on everybody, it's Johnny P, the Stonegate Success Coach. As usual, I thought I would bring you some ramblings from the Lexus, things that are on my mind and things I've experienced. And actually, I wanted to really tell you about something that's just happened to me and it got me thinking. And I was training on the park this morning and these two ladies always run by and they've been at it, I don't know, probably the last 6-7 months, and I see them every morning. And this morning one of them actually stopped, a lady called Gina, her name was, and we just got chatting, and she'd been telling me that she got long COVID. She actually got COVID and then she's got long COVID, and she's been really struggling with her runs, and for the last 3-4 months she's found it really hard. She can only run for like 5 minutes and then has to stop and then just keeps trying at it. But she's in the stage, she was saying that she was going to give up. And I was like, wow, okay, what's happening? And I said, like, and I asked her this one question, and you know me, I like to know what the mind's telling you. I said, what's your mind telling you then? And she then said, what? And I said, well, what's your mind telling you? And she went, what? And I said, if you were listening to your mind, what's it telling you now? And she said, well, I'm not good enough, I'm never going to get there. And she started to get really emotional, and I was like, I get it. I said, sometimes when the path is a long path to get back to, your mind's going to give you all these kind of stories around that we're not good enough. You start to compare yourself to how you were, and then it starts to look to the comfort side of things and telling you to maybe do something else or give up. And we had a really long conversation, and it was a really important moment this morning when I just chatted to her, and I was like saying, look, we all have adversity to overcome. I was telling her about when I knackered my rotary cuff and I was out for 8 months, and my mind was telling me all these stories, and I actually just get into the process. And I was talking to you about the individual actions. They may seem small, but they accumulate to massive things. But you just have to believe that and be patient with the process. And she never really thought about listening to her mind. And I said, look, the mind's there for a reason. It's there to protect us, keep us safe. And with that, it generates these stories. And some of these stories can be unhelpful, not negative. I don't think negative and positive so much now. I think helpful and unhelpful. And I said, you know, these stories that your mind's telling you, they might be helpful in the short term. They might keep you in bed. They might keep you safe, you know, not running around the park. They might make you feel a little bit better because you've got an excuse now. But actually in the long term, if you were guided by these thoughts that your mind's telling you, where is it going to take you? And I explained to her that these thoughts are always going to be, you know, this is what the mind does. But the key thing is to be aware of it, what your mind's telling you, and then carry on with the things that are going to empower you. So it was a really interesting conversation, especially to a lady I don't really know, and she got quite emotional. And by the end of it, I think she had this aha moment, just to keep at it. Just to keep taking the small steps, follow the process, and then one day you might get there. And I suppose then I started talking to her about, well, where is it you want to get? Because the mind, again, can generate these massive goals that seem so far away. And then when we don't achieve them, the mind then kicks in the story of, oh, well, you're not good enough. You haven't got self-discipline. You haven't got the resolve to do it. And then we're back to where we are again. So I said, shorten your goals. I said, just, get your promise pad out. I was telling her about my promise pad, that every Monday I write promises to myself. And they're not massive promises. They're smaller promises. It's like, going out 3 times a week and training, turning the television off at 9 o'clock, having 2 glasses of water a day, make the bed, those kind of things, spend some time with the family. These are small little promises, but they're not massive ones, and they're really achievable. And I just left it with this thing, and I said to her, I look at my mind as a different entity, and the most important conversation you're ever gonna have is the one with yourself. But unfortunately, a lot of the time we're not aware that these conversations are happening, and sometimes these conversations and stories we get hooked with them, we fuse with them, and then all of a sudden they lead us down certain paths, and they create these certain behaviors. So yeah, I just wanted to share that with you, because I think everyone's gonna experience that at some point. something happens, something hits us really hard, some adversity, some challenge, and we work at it for a time, and then because it's going to take longer than we want it to, the mind kicks in and starts telling us all these stories, you know, the judge I talked about and making comparisons. Stick with the process. It's the small individual actions that accumulate into big things. I really believe that. And then have real clarity about where you want to go. What is it that you're trying to achieve? I think that's really important. And then the other last bit is the reasons why. You know, I did say to her, why are you out here every day working at this, trying to get fit and healthy again? Why are you doing it? And she again wasn't that clear, and I just said to her, maybe it's something to think about. Not passing judgment, not making comparisons, just trying to have a conversation with somebody who was struggling a little bit with the mind. So it was really interesting. Anyway, look, that's it for me. I'm rambling on. Think about that. If you're going through something at the moment, it doesn't seem to be happening, start to make a connection with that process. Start to listen to what your mind says, these little stories of like giving up or stay in bed or justifying why things aren't going that way, and then work out the process and then just keep at it. And some days are going to be tough. Some days you're going to have to talk yourself into it. You know, you're sitting in the car, it's chucking it down with rain, it's cold, and you've got to go out there and you want to do your run, and your mind's kicking in saying go back to bed or go and get a coffee or something else. Got to overcome it. It's the B bit. It's about what do you really value in life. Really click into that. That's so important as well. Anyway, look, have a great one, and I'll speak to you soon. Take care for now. Bye.